What is going on, my dudes? Now, the last coming weeks, we've been changing the content and asking you guys questions on Twitter about what you think about the product for Genshin Impact, and last week was no different. So last week, I asked you, what was the one thing that you wish you would change, or could change, in Genshin Impact? Now, I want to thank, first off, everybody who replied. We had some fantastic responses, and we're going to go over them one by one and kind of debate about it. So, first things first, obviously, we don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to that I loved in my own tweet. Don't do that. But we're going to talk about this one first. And this is Vex right here. He says some sort of replayable content so that we don't have to these dead versions where we get only the new character and no real content. Like, make Spiral Abyss go longer and make some sort of multiplayer to just give us something as replayable content so that if you don't get the new character, then it isn't a dead version, because 9 times out of 10, a free-to-play player isn't going to get the character, so we need replayable content the most in Genshin Impact. Now, I can agree to this to an extent. I think what they do with the events is not too bad. I think that they could do more events in general. Like, we're going to get so many events at some point to where we're going to need multiple events going on at once. And I believe a great example of that is Honkai Impact 3rd. They do multiple events consistently, or at least that's how it seems whenever a new version release comes out. Not only that, but the amount of content you get from them lasts you for more than just a few days. So I could definitely agree with this. I think we're going to get to a point after Sumeru where we're going to be wanting to see more events come back. But, you know, it is what it is right now. I would definitely say, if anything, it might take a little bit of time. But I definitely agree with this take. You know, definitely a good one. This one I actually do agree with as well. Make it a non-gacha. Now, the reason why I agree with this take is solely because of the fact that I want to play this game more. Now, the gacha aspect is not the problem for me, but I understand why people are like, let's make it a non-gacha. That makes more sense than anything else. I think what they need to do is make it so that it doesn't have so many gacha tropes. And what I mean is, take out the resin system. Take out the resin system, but make it so that when we do the artifact domains, or any domain for that matter, that the amount of rewards is decreased significantly. I think that would actually help out a lot. So that's a good take. I think he means for summoning characters. It's a gacha. It's going to happen, unfortunately. All right, next, NB Anime, a good friend of mine. Let's see what he got. First, with every new region, it's more difficult for new players to level up on the characters from those regions. I agree. I think they need to find some happy balance between getting a new character and being able to level them up. There's got to be something. They should be able to teleport to Inazuma at the start and make it like a certain section. Like, you can't explore everything in Inazuma, but at least at the beginning, you could find the stuff that you need. Maybe make it so that we get the first 3 islands or something. But I think there's got to be something that could be done. Second, the game has very little power creep and mainly works on the looks and story of the characters, which is good, but gets boring with more and more characters added. So as you can only have a few favorite characters, hence they should add some hard content every 5 to 6 months. I can agree to this to a degree. I think the power creep is actually like in Genshin Impact already, especially with Spiral Abyss. And also they add a lot harder events, like this most recent one with Hidden Strife is a little bit more challenging for the last part of it. And I'm even a whale and I had a hard time with it. So I don't think that more powerful, or not more powerful, harder content is needed. I think it's just more so that some of these units need a little bit better stuff to keep up with that power creep. So at least that's my opinion on it. Third is more Primogems for the free-to-play players. There will be more, but this is all I am able to come up with. Now, free-to-play players have it rough in Genshin Impact. I feel that, yes, Hoyoverse does not give enough primos for the people who are constantly playing the game and giving it life. Pay-to-play players would not be able to play this game if it wasn't for free-to-play players that are keeping the activity of the game alive. And the free-to-play players wouldn't be able to play this game if it wasn't for the pay-to-play players putting in all the money to be able to get all these new characters and make Genshin Impact a success. So it's kind of an intertwining between the two. So I definitely like these comments. They're really, really good. Now, let's go ahead. Better and more co-op endgame activities from my boy Ken Cocoon. Now, I agree. I think we need more co-op, and I think they need to revamp the co-op like aspect of the game, because I feel as though that even with co-op domains, there's not really, like, you don't need to. Like, if you're gonna do co-op domains, you should get more rewards, in my personal opinion. And the only thing that you get more of is companionship level. Now, what does that do for me? Like, a guy who has every single character except for Hazo fully companionship 10. Granted, yes, I could just go into a thing and just use Hazo and be like, all right, you know, whatever. But I'm not going to go into multiplayer when I could go into an artifact domain myself and do it in less than, you know, a minute. So I definitely agree with this. We need better and more co-op activities. And then, of course, we got Joe Wags, my boy. Love you, buddy. The resin system 100 million%. Let me grind materials as much as I want for free. I agree. And I think that if they kept the resin, but after resin, you got a decrease in what you would get for artifacts, I think that would be perfect. I think that, honestly, you know, that would be the best way to go about it, because at least with the resin, you could get guaranteed a 5-star artifact. But drop it down to like 25% chance or something. Make it harder for me to get those 5-star artifacts, but make it to where I can grind them as much as I want, you know? And they don't have to be the best artifacts out there. Like, give me dookie artifacts, but at least let me be able to grind it, so that way I have time to grind it, you know what I mean? So I definitely agree with this 100%. This is something that I feel is truly the embodiment of why I wanted to do this video. And then, of course, the last one from my boy Rami, aka Ghost_Courage. He's going to hate me for saying it like that. Give new players some way to get character mats from different regions early. New players get clowned if they want to summon on these new banners. Imagine summoning for the new Sumeru character, but you can't ever level them up until AR 40+. Again, this was something that we talked about with NB Anime, but I 100% agree with this. It makes no sense for new players coming into the game to be able to, like, get these new characters, but not be able to level them up. It's crucial. It's crucial to keep your player base in the game. And especially with Sumeru coming up, you've got to find some sort of healthy balance between getting the new character and being able to level them up. And you're not going to be able to level them up until you go through the whole story. Like, give us an area that is like, okay, you could go into Sumeru, but you can't do any of the quests. You can't do anything else. You could only find the stuff that you need. That's it. I feel that would be fair in some way. But I know why Hoyoverse does this. What they want is they want people to play their game so often that they get through the quest, you know, just play through the quest the whole entire way. And then they're like, okay, well, now what do I do now that I, you know, beat the quest line? It makes no sense. But I honestly think that they need to make it so that new players can maybe make, and this is just off the top of my head, maybe make it so that when we do the trials, we get that, you know, thing constantly, the specialty items. I think that would be wonderful, especially for the new players, so that they have to play the domain consistently, but they get the specialty reward from that. I think that'd be dope. And plus, you're only giving us 3 at a time, so it's not like they're playing 5 times and getting all that they need. No, they would, like, if I were to bring out a calculator right now, because you need 168, I believe it is, and you're giving us 3 at a time, you would have to play that domain 56 times. So I don't see a problem with doing that. So, but that's going to be it for today. Hopefully you guys like this video. Again, we'll be back again with another we'll be back with another Genshin Impact community video here probably within the next few days. Well, not in a few days, next week. But I'll be posting up the tweet for the next community video by next week. But anyways, guys, love you all to death. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you guys in the next video. Take care and be safe.